Hi, I'm Moses, and welcome back to another episode of Lowe's How to Anything. Now today I have a really exciting DIY project for you where we'll be taking an empty wall and transforming that into a custom built-in bookshelf. A built-in bookshelf is a great way to add storage and reduce clutter. It helps maximize wall space and can be custom built for your room and style. And the goal of this build is to create the illusion that is part of the wall itself. So every step we take will help achieve that seamless built-in look. So let's get started. So this is a space that we'll be installing our bookshelf. Now this is a great opportunity to take a plain space and transform it into a functional feature. Now built-in bookshelves are highly customizable. You can choose your height, depth, or width based on your space. Now built-in bookshelves can go from floor to ceiling, but today we're going to make ours to a specific custom height. But you can make yours as tall or short as desired. Now the first thing you want to do is remove anything that could get in your way and then get measurements. Quick tip, walls and floors are not always perfectly squared. So checking for level and plumb now can save you major headaches later. Now because this bookshelf is heavy, we need to secure it to the studs. So now that we have our measurements, let's check for studs. Now I'm also using a stud finder to check for electrical and plumbing lines. Now we've cleared our area, measured our space, and checked for studs. Now the last thing to do is remove the baseboard. Now the reason why we do this is because we want the bookshelf to be as flush against the wall as possible. Now I'm going to use a multi-tool to make my cut. Now let's go outside and start building. So let's start framing out our bookshelf. We'll start with two 1x12s cut to the height in which we measured. That'll form our two sides. We'll then cut some 2x3s to connect those two sides, and that'll complete the basic framing of our bookshelf. And today I'm using finished wood from Lowe's, which requires no sanding and gives an overall better finish. Now regardless of where this goes in your house, this basic framing will be the same. So let's start cutting our wood. So let's begin building our frame. I'll be using some number 6 2-inch screws to connect the 2x3s to our side boards. So now we're at the front of our bookshelf, and for a nice finished look, we'll be using some 1x6s and 1x4s to create a faceplate at the top and the bottom. In order to make this nice and flush, we have to slightly recess our 2x3 to make room for the new faceplate. And I'm using these clamps to keep everything perfectly aligned. So let's drill our pilot holes and secure these boards to the side. And to secure my faceplate to my 2x3, I'll be using some number 8 finishing screws. Now let's do the other side. Our basic framing is complete, and now we can start to build our shelves. But as you can see, we have no back panel. So instead, we'll be using the existing wall as the back of our bookshelf. So this will allow us to get a closer fit to the wall, and it'll create a more authentic built-in look. So let's first start building our bottom shelf. Now for our shelves, we'll be using the same 1x12s that we use for the sides. I've already cut them to size, and now let's begin by installing our bottom shelf. Now, it'll be a tight fit because you've already put it together, and to get an exact fit, it'll be quite snug. So if necessary, use a rubber mallet to knock it into place. I'll use some clamps in the rear to help me balance it while I level it. Now it's very important that you find a space that's either nice and level, or you use shims to level your bookshelf. So we know that the bottom faceplate is already level and even. Now we're just gonna sit this shelf on top of that on edge. We're gonna put some number 8 screws to secure this to the edge of the faceplate. Although we're installing the bottom shelf now, we aren't going to fully secure it yet because we'll need to remove it in order to anchor the 2x3 to the wall. So we're using just enough screws in order to mock up and level our bottom shelf. Now we'll move on to the back. We'll use some clamps to help level it out. Tap it up, get it level. Let's put some screws in the side to secure it. Now let's use a number 6 1 5" screw. We'll go right into the side of the shelf. We'll now repeat the process on this side. And we'll secure this with a number 6 1 5" screw. Okay, that'll complete our first shelf. Now for all the remaining shelves, we'll measure every 15 inches and secure it. I've already measured and determined the location of my first freestanding shelf. Now before mounting that, I'll be installing a 1 by 1.5 inch backing strip to give additional support. So we'll secure it to the sides, and then we'll rest the shelf on top of it and level it all out. And we'll do that same process for all subsequent shelves. I'll use clamps as additional hands. We'll be securing this with number 8 finishing screws. Okay, now that our backing strip is installed, let's install the shelf. And as I said before, now that we know our backing strip is level, we'll install the shelf, and we'll rest it upon the backing strip. We'll use clamps on the front to get it all aligned, and then we'll screw it in. Okay, now that that's level, let's drill some pilot holes in the side and finish securing our shelf. We're now at the top. Now let's create a ceiling for our bookshelf, and we'll do that with the same 1 by 12. We'll cut it to size and we'll attach it to the edge of the faceplate and the sides. Quick tip, if your bookshelf goes all the way to the ceiling, you'll have to remove the top shelf just like the bottom shelf when anchoring to the wall. But if you have space between the bookshelf and the ceiling like we do, you can fully secure your top shelf now. All right, now let's prime this whole unit and get it inside. Our bookshelf is fully assembled, primed, and it's installed. So the next thing we want to do is secure it to the studs. Now remember the 2x3s that we use as the framing on the top and bottom of the bookshelf? We'll be using some 3-inch screws to go through those 2x3s to secure them to the studs. So in order to access the 2x3s, you're going to have to remove the bottom shelf first. Once secured to the wall, you can then reattach it. So now we've come to a point with the bookshelf where it's going to start to really feel like it's a part of the house. We're going to add trim to cover any large gaps, and we'll use drywall mud and caulking to cover any small gaps. Now Lowe's has so many different styles of trim, so pick the one that's perfect for your bookshelf. So let's cut our trim to size, and we'll use some number 8 finishing screws to secure it. Now you can always add some molding to give your bookshelf a little character. Check out this beautiful molding that we've chosen. Drywall compound, or also known as drywall mud, is ideal to seal up gaps where it meets the wall. This will help give that continuous look. And don't forget, you can add touch-up wall paint at the end to complete the blending. Now for larger gaps, you can use backer rod and caulk or additional trim molding. Our compound and caulk are all done, but as you can see, we have baseboards on each side of the walls. So we want to continue that baseboard across the front of our bookshelf. So let's cut and add a new matching baseboard that I picked up from Lowe's. That'll give it that really built-in look. I'm using a cobalt nail gun to secure the baseboard, and then I'll finish it off with some caulk. All right, our bookshelf is finally complete. Now all that's left to do is paint it. And again, we'll be using a paint from Valspar. I love the color and I love how durable it is. Our custom built-in bookshelf is finally complete, and it looks like it was always a part of the home. Thank you so much for watching, and just remember, you can get everything that you need to build your own custom built-in bookshelf at Lowe's or Lowes.com. And if you're in the store and you need assistance, one of our Lowe's Red Vest associates will be happy to help you. Please like and subscribe, and leave a comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see on the next Lowe's How To Anything.